All right. Hi, everyone. Hi, Tim. Hi, Michael. Hi, Frank. How are you?
Hi.
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 Good to see everyone here. Thank you so much for making time for me. I know that you all have had a pretty ridiculous weekend. You had World Pride. Tim, Tim Murray of Tony's fame right here, right in front of
Yes.
our very eyes.
Yes.
hmm
And all I did was went grocery shopping. So, I mean, tell us, how was your weekend? What were you all doing?
It was crazy. Michael and I were in Washington, D.C. doing shows for World Pride, and it was so fun. And I was rehearsing for the Tonys on Wednesday, and then we went to D.C. Thursday and Friday, and then Michael did the last show solo so that I could come back to New York and
hmm
be ready for the Tonys rehearsal at 7 a.m. on Sunday.
He took
Wow.
he took Patty LaPone's spot.
Hmm.
Wow. Wow.
So
As he should, as he
as
should.
he should.
And
Well,
we're
but
still dealing with the fallout.
yeah, Tim's the reason for all her bad PR, so he could get this
Oh my
gig.
God, stop
Yeah.
it.
She'll
hmm
never
I would
she'll
I
never
would
work in
She'll
never.
this town
curse this
again.
project. Don't put
hmm
that out there.
Oh my gosh. Well, that was exciting to see you, and I bet it was so much fun, albeit nerve-wracking.
Yeah, it was a
hmm
dream come true, honestly.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much again for being here. We're going to talk about your new project on OUTtv, Wish You Were Queer. I know that
hmm
there's been a lot of great buzz around it. I've seen all of the short video clips, the memes, the fun content coming out of it. It's such a feel good um, little series, right? And I feel like in times like these, not to get, without getting too negative right now, right? I mean, it's such a needed moment for, some levity, some queer joy, really,
hmm
and to reintroduce people to you all, to your faces, and to the great um, things that you have to offer, right? So I know the three of you are collaborating on this project together. So I wanted to ask, like, how did this idea come about?
Well, Tim and I, when we were during the pandemic, we lived a few apartment buildings down from each other. So remember pods? We were in each other's pod. And we went for walks together. And Tim was like, I got this idea. When this is all over, we need to do stand up on the road. And I was like, I'm not even really doing stand up. So I started taking Zoom stand up classes. And then once things started opening up, Tim and I started doing stand up on the road. We did a show in New York, and that's where Frank saw us. And we decided, you know what? Us being on the road and being kind of like discombobulated, kind of like l- struggling comedians is entertaining. So we were like, this should be filmed.
And you have to imagine when we were doing these walks, we were in like middle-aged lady sweatsuits and this holding like the smallest little weights in our hands.
Yeah, yeah.
With your little sweatband,
Yes. Our
Uh-huh.
lucky
And we kept
mustache. My
walking.
hair was in a side pony.
Yes.
Stop.
talking about what you were going to prepare for lunch
A
Yeah,
thousand
for our men.
for our
for your
men.
Yeah.
men,
For our men.
For our men.
multiple
The
men.
COVID delusion had set in and it was, yeah.
hmm
Yeah, and
hmm
I've known Tim since 2000, about seven, after we both were in New York. And I went previously, we produced a podcast together. And the moment that he's like, oh, we're doing stand up with Michael Henry, being a longtime fan of Michael's videos on YouTube, I was like, oh God, like that's got to be something. Like just hearing it and then going to see them perform together, there was such lightning in a bottle that it was like, yeah, we got to turn some cameras on, like the stories from the road. And from there, we developed this concept of making it a kind of a travel series. And to be able to highlight smaller or lesser known gay communities throughout America was kind of the focus without being too hokey. This one's about alleyways and glory holes. Like this one's not, a hetero digestible show. This one's for the gays. days and
Hmm.
days. And so yeah, we were really excited. It took a little while, but it came together, and we're super happy to be on OUTtv. And they've been wonderful to work with as well. And it's kind of just been this great collaboration along the way.
Very
Hmm.
cool.
Thank you for saying that it's like a fun light show because I feel like every time I sit down to watch a TV show lately, I'm like, okay, that's what I'm looking to watch. And it feels
Mm.
really cool to feel like we made something that is exactly what we want to be seeing.
Hmm.
Yeah, like just like Frank mentioned, I mean, it is all about for the gays, right? It's made by the gays, for the gays, and because of the gays. And it really is something that will resonate with people. It will educate people who maybe perhaps it doesn't resonate with. And it's fun, right? And you are all very fun to watch. So that's really awesome to see.
And I'm actually
Uh,
really delighted that at the time of this interview, we're now 3 episodes have been published, and what's been delightful has been actually the response from the gay community. And I think like there's notoriously some like resistance, it feels like, or like there can be some hesitancy or from other gays to support gays, but with this one, like we've actually had the turnout has been crazy at these premiere screenings that we're doing, and the comments online, and just the love that we're receiving on social media from it, and people genuinely relating to the humor of it, which is exactly like when I saw Tim and Michael, like that sense of comedy. Like I'm somebody who like goes to a comedy show, but I forget to laugh out loud. These two, you're gonna like laugh out loud, whether it's a knee-jerk reaction watching them perform. And so to see other people relate to that has been such a really fulfilling.
it's really
Hmm.
hard to be an LA gay specifically, right? Because you already
Well,
have so many things against you.
but it's very easy for me.
And me, yeah.
You know,
No, it comes
I
pretty
fit the
naturally.
mold. Yeah, very
Yeah.
natural, so I'm the prototype of a WeHo
Hmm.
gay. But other than that, it was like we should try being, what is it? Fish out of water, two fish out of water. So that's what we wanted to do. Like I've I've only lived grew I grew up in New York and lived in California. I've never lived in a red state. So it was very interesting for me to see how these gays in red states navigate that life.
Mm, mm.
Mhm.
So you all have toured before and gone on the road before prior to the show. But what was this process like for you all this time around with the cameras and everything?
It
Very
was,
natural
yeah, we feel very, very at home in front of
in
the
front of the camera.
cameras. And the makeup chair and in the
Oh,
trailer, except the trailer isn't like a private trailer, it's a trailer that I was driving through 6 states and Michael
with
was pooping in.
with
uh,
8 crew members.
with 8 crew members. It was honestly, Michael, I don't want to speak for you, but I feel like it was the same as when we were on the road, except there was a big
Very.
RV and the cameras were up. But like, we are,
Hmm.
you're really seeing like what we really go through. We're very bare bones. I think part of the fun of the show is that we are not, Julia Roberts and Cameron Diaz.
You're not?
I know,
Shocking.
shocking. It's very, we say it's like very My Life on the D list vibes, because we are like, we're scrappy.
Yes, we're on a budget, so it's fun to see that, I feel like whenever there's like gay comedy or gay content, people want to see gays be like glamorous or something.
Mhm.
No, we are using coupons.
And I feel like that's representation you never see. You never get to see like
Yeah.
like the broad city of gays. Like we're always seeing
Yeah.
like, very, very
Hmm.
wealthy, weirdly perfectionist put together gays in media.
Yeah.
And we really like to rep people like Michael who only have one pair of underwear.
Hey, I go down to the river and I wash them weekly.
Weekly. You have to take them off to wash them.
It depends on a time what time crunch I'm on.
And so, you probably have so many highlights or amazing memories of, just filming the series. But can each of you give me like what is one of your highlights, like the best highlight?
I really thought Pensacola was fun. I I mean, we met this one woman named Deb. And we asked her, "What's your favorite part of Pensacola?" And she says, "The hospitals." I
She's a
mean,
frequent flyer.
she's got a punch card at the Pensacola ER. And
Wow.
I love that for her. I mean, it was just meeting characters was just like a really I love people. My gateway into comedy and acting and everything, I find people very interesting. So seeing people in all these different cities is really fascinating to me.
I feel like that's the gateway into our show too. Like, and I don't think we even realized that until we were filming, where we were like, as we went to do this, we were like, okay, it's about us doing stand up and we want to highlight queer life in different cities. So at first we thought like maybe we'd focus a lot more on like the gay bars or the gay bathhouses or like where's gay to eat. And we do cover all of that. But then I think in the process of actually doing it, we realized how fun it was to really delve deep with these local people and just get a
Mm-hmm.
feel for their, yeah, these characters, their personalities. People, this country is so big and it is crazy that we all inhabit it and all live here and we're all so different. Like people in the gays in Columbus, Ohio were different from Louisville, from Nashville, from Pensacola. Like, so my favorite memory was in New Orleans. We met this awesome guy named Carl Mack who took us to his museum of
Showroom.
costumes. Yeah, his
Totally.
showroom of
Yeah,
costumes. It was unbelievably cool. He like let us try on all these old Mardi Gras costumes, and then he was just cool gay guy from a totally different generation from us, but like totally got our humor. Was super funny himself, and telling us these amazing stories of him doing drag and like
Mm-hmm.
being like the queen of New Orleans and showing us pictures of it from like 30 years ago. He
Mm.
was just like so creative and awesome. It was like really special.
And that
Mm.
he told us a lot,
absolutely.
and he told us a lot about the the ball culture of New Orleans, and he's been a staple there for decades and a designer of gowns and pageantry there. So it's very interesting talking to people that like what's the history or interesting thing about your city that makes it different. Like Atlanta's got BJ Roosters, you know,
I would
which
love
is
to
a gay
do
strip club.
I would love to do one interview where
Just one where you don't mention it.
Listen, I get a commission.
Now, now we need
My
to know a
wait,
little bit more.
I have to talk though about Gator Daddy because this guy
Oh
that we
yeah.
met with these two, we set them out to on a pit stop between cities where they wrangled some gators, and to watch these two homos flirt with the gator guys was hilarious. This farm outside of Pensacola on the way to New Orleans, we met this lovely guy who let us come on and play around with some gators and feed them and stuff. And you see that in one of the last episodes, and that was definitely a highlight for sure.
Hmm.
I have been to a gator experience, and I will agree that they are pretty sexy. So we're ushering and creating a new term for, we have bears and otters, and now we have gators, right?
Didn't Lana
Love
Del Rey
that.
marry like a guy who does gator tours or something?
Unfortunately, yes.
So,
Uh,
follow the leader if Lana's doing it.
The queen,
totally.
yes. And so the main catalyst for you all going on the road is for you to try to impress Trixie Mattel so that she can, you know, create this stand-up show for you, right? How
Hmm.
did Trixie get involved in this project?
we just went to our most famous and rich friend and we said we need help. Help us be like you. Like produce our
Yes.
stand-up special and help us be like successful like you. And she was like, "Oh, honey, it doesn't happen that fast. You gotta go on the road. You gotta prove yourself."
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
yeah, we've known her like just through the gay comedy scene for years. She's always been so supportive of us. She's like, I always say she like throws down the ladder for people in a way that's like,
Oh,
she didn't have to do that, but she's just like a really cool person who wants to help her fellow gays.
I always say she's a gay's gay. She is so helpful. I mean, like she is just like a dream come true for like helping us with this.
Yeah,
She's your
she did not hesitate if we asked for like resources or for help, and having her insight, she knows TV so well, and to be able to get kind of that perspective, it was just immensely helpful for a season one of a new project. And so
Hmm.
She had
um
awesome, really clear notes and input for us, which was like, she's just like the actual genius you think she is. Like, the
Hmm.
big thing that rung in my mind when we were like still kind of putting together exactly what we wanted the tone to be was she was like, I love you guys for who you are and what you do. I don't want to see you being like sentimental in this show. She was like,
Right.
this isn't that. This isn't like you go to a town and like make people feel good by giving them wigs. Like those shows are amazing. Glad those shows exist, but we wanted to create something totally different that was didn't have that feel at all. That was very irreverent and very
Hmm.
gay forward, like Frank said, like stupid and silly and unserious.
Hmm, that's really good insight, really good feedback.
Hmm.
So, this project, you all have had your hand in so many different things, YouTube shows, stand-up comedy, podcast. How is this project different from anything else that you've done? I know that it's kind of an amalgamation of everything, right? But how would you each classify it or categorize it as something different?
It feels a lot bigger than anything else I've ever done.
Yeah.
Like we're on like actually on TV. Like OUTtv is on cable in Canada. Like people can watch it on their televisions. It's like, and it's it's international. It goes to so many different countries. It's and obviously like YouTube and our social media stuff does that too, but also we had to work together. Like we had to work with the network and with each other, and it really is like a labor of love. Of it feels bigger, period.
Yeah, it feels bigger. It's collaborative. It's, you know, it's a different ball game. Usually comedians, what you're very solo, even when you're creating content. So when to be collaborative and find someone that you mesh well with collaboratively, it's rare. So you lean into it and roll with it.
And for us, this was, I've had Deamery Productions for over a decade, and was our first reality show that we've produced. And so to be able to kind of operate from a producer's point of view through a first time TV series was pretty exciting, and to be able to do it with friends is even better.
Hmm.
Well, that is so special. I mean, this is perfect for Pride Month, right? But beyond Pride Month, it's something that I'm sure everyone will enjoy beyond that. And hopefully we get to see it for a second season and third, perhaps fourth. But is there
Hmm.
anything else that you all would like to share before we close out here about this project or anything else?
I think just that is like really special that we got to like have fun. Like these guys already echoed. Like it's at the end of
Hmm.
the day, this to me is really a show about gay friendship, and the three of us
Totally.
are such good friends, and our sweet Paul McGovern Jr., who co-directed the episodes with us, is like a lot of this filming was like the four of us in a car debriefing and talking about what we wanted it to be, but then also just like I think what truly makes the show special is the actual bond that we do have. Like we just have such a blast together. We make fun of each
Hmm.
other, we rib each other. And I feel like it shows on the screen. So if you've ever wanted to see a show about like you and your gay friends, here it is, baby.
Totally.
It's every Thursday night. It's on OUTtv. You can also watch it on Amazon Prime and Apple TV through your Out subscription, and follow the show on Wish You Were Queer TV across all social media.
All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone. I think Michael dropped off, but
I'm back. Can you hear me?
Did your
we
hot
can.
pockets go off? Did you
And
have to get them out of the?
I'm at my granny's. I'm on my personal hotspot, and I have T-Mobile. So
Woo!
I'm doing so many things.
That was
We're
not a
lucky to
plug for
have you at all.
T-Mobile.
T-Mobile is my personal sponsor.
All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Thank
David.
you.